What's up, Nanix fam? So I'm starting to see a pattern here. I am almost using YouTube as a diary. Who cares? This is my space. This is our space to talk and connect. So today I wanted to brush up on talking about boundaries. Boundaries are a difficult thing, and as much as people like to make it seem like boundaries are pretty easy to abide by and stand by, when one is learning from old habits of letting people kind of walk all over you, which is kind of what majority of people that have like a common compassion for other human beings end up learning through their childhood or younger adulthood, is to just try to give in to other people to make them happy. It happens. It's a learned behavior to sort of just let things go everyone else's way. So boundaries aren't something that are naturally learned through our parents or generations before us, because they're used to just, people pleasing. And we have gotten to a generation where we need to learn how to respect each other a little bit more, and setting boundaries is one of the best ways to start putting down that foundation for that. But as I said before, setting boundaries can be hard when you come from, growing up believing that people pleasing is what you're supposed to do. A lot of people subconsciously allow people to hurt them continuously over and over again. I am one of those people. Just due to the fact that it's harder to tell people no than it is to tell them yes. Because when you tell them no, it's you gotta back it up. You gotta keep that you gotta keep that mindset and stick to what you say. And when you tell them yes, you kind of just give in to what they want, and then you get over your feelings after a moment. And it's worse for you in the end. But boundaries, as hard as they are to establish and as hard as they are to enforce, they are necessary. Boundaries are put in place for people to understand, like, this is my level of, standard respect that I require from you. I wouldn't say they're necessarily rules, but it is kind of like, it's kind of like giving notice to a person, hey, look, I will not allow this. If you disrespect me in this kind of way, then, things are over. Or let's say for like family members or something like that, like, I won't tolerate you talking to me in that way or that tone. It's just things like that help give us that mutual respect for each other. But boundaries are hard. They're hard to establish and they're hard to maintain, but they are necessary. So with boundaries, when you set boundaries, and this is like the first time that you're doing like this, you're kind of trying to change how you're reacting to things, and you want to put that foundation down of setting boundaries, I think the best way to do so is to start small. And people will tell you all the time, whether if it's in spirituality or they're just getting their life together, it gets lonely. Because once you start setting boundaries down, you start realizing the people that really do not have respect for you. And those could be the closest people to you that you think would have your back through anything. The moment that you start setting boundaries is the moment you start realizing who people really are. And it's sad, but it's necessary for your growth. And I mean, it would be a hard thing to come to realize that the person closest to you, whether if it's a family member or a spouse or a friend, that just truly doesn't respect you, it hurts, but it's necessary, because in the long run, you're not going to want that person around you and feeding off your energy, because if they don't respect boundaries, what makes you think that they'll have your back with anything else? Like, a boundary is just like a small line that you're asking them not to cross. And if they continue to cross that, then it just shows time and time again that they do not have respect for you. And we all want mutual respect. We all want mutual respect, and we want to live in harmony. And the best way to do that is by setting small boundaries with people. And if they cannot follow through with those, then you will eventually weed out the people that are meant to be in your life. And it won't be an easy task. It won't be, because, like I said before, you're going to realize that you are possibly going to have to give up your relationship with certain people. Doesn't mean that you have to completely cut them out of your life, but as far as relying on them and, going to them for advice, or, just keeping a mutual friendship with them, no. Because you're not going to want to be surrounded by that energy of knowing that a person really doesn't respect you. That's going to be the last person you're gonna want to be around. So, boundaries, they are important, they are necessary, but they are hard to establish and maintain. I will not front that with you guys. There's so many people on social media that'll tell you, just set boundaries, it's not that easy. Especially coming from a person that is a people pleaser, it's hard. It's very hard. And it's not impossible, but it is hard. It's very hard. And I think that, as I said before, going into it bit by bit and setting small boundaries, like, hey, can you not come in the house after 7 p.m.? Some crazy small little line that you're asking them not to cross. And if a person can follow through on that, and they can respect you on something small like that, then that could lead you to know, okay, if I set a bigger boundary, there's a better chance that they could possibly be more respectful towards that. And for anyone that can't follow that small line that you made between you and them, and asking them not to cross that, then you'll know. You'll know who is for you and who is not for you. And that right there is just creating space for people that are supposed to be in your life, that people that are going to respect your boundaries and help you within, that space of keeping a positive energy around you, instead of basically leeching off of your energy. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about today. It's been kind of drilling in my mind, and I wanted to get that out. Hopefully anybody that was supposed to hear that tuned in today, or whenever you're tuning in. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna keep posting on here, and letting whatever comes to my mind flow. I feel like that is when I have my best intuitive messages that I provide, is when I just kind of let it go and let it come out when it needs to come out, instead of trying to set up a video and do all this extravagant stuff. That stuff is nice aesthetically, but when it comes down to getting a message out, it shouldn't matter what the video looks like, as long as you can hear the message, But yeah, anyways, until next time, bye.